Greetings. Welcome to TheQueenElle LLC. This is Queen Elle. Thank you so much for joining me today. So this video is regarding the Minor Arcana of tarot cards. Now, if you have not seen my Major Arcana video, I will link that above, so please check that out so that you can find out what the Major versus Minor Arcana means and what cards make up the Major Arcana with several examples. So definitely check out that video if you have not already seen it. Now we will talk about the Minor Arcana today. And I will be using my Modern Witch Tarot deck. So let's dive in. Now, the Major Arcana cards are those that represent some important events, important happenings in your life at that given moment. Or if it's a collective reading, it's something that is a themed message for the collective, for all of us. Now, the Minor Arcana, they get into real detail with regard to the message that you're receiving and what the Spirit has to say to you at that moment. Now, there are 4 suits of the tarot deck with regard to the Minor Arcana cards. If you think about playing cards where there are 4 suits, in the tarot deck, there are 4 suits, and sometimes the wording of the suits is different depending on the brand or the type of tarot cards you have, but they all have the same or similar theme and message that they're conveying. So with regard to most standard modern day tarot decks, they are the suits that I'm representing today. So those suits are Wands, which have to do with your endeavors, your aspirations, your talents, the things that you are doing, all the things, the different things that you're pursuing. So those are the Wands. And you may see them represented as some sticks. On this Modern Witch Tarot deck, I didn't pull any of those. Let's see. The Wands in my deck, they're represented by, looks like staffs or walking sticks. In some decks, you'll see them referred to as sticks or staffs, but generally they're referred to as wands. The next suit is cups. Cups represent your emotions. It represents your connections with others, connections with yourself. Here is an example of the cups. They look like little chalices. The next suit is the swords. Swords is about your intellect, your mind, your mindset, your thoughts, knowledge, just along that line. And so sometimes there's a conflict with regard to your mind, sometimes your interaction with others with regard to your thoughts. You know how they say knowledge is power, so it has to do with that. The next suit is the wands, cups, swords, pentacles. Pentacles have to do with in the most basic sense, money, possessions, your finances. It could be in the material sense, it could be possessions, just things that you hold high regard in your life, things that you place value on. This all falls under the pentacles category. So those are the 4 suits. We have wands, swords, pentacles, and cups. Okay, and they all run from ace, then the numbers 2 all the way through 10, and then there's a page, a knight, a queen, and a king. Now the page and knight are sometimes interchangeable depending on the type of deck that you have, but that's pretty standard. Page, knight, queen, king. The court cards, basically, like if you're, kind of comparing that to a deck of playing cards. So the ace is basically like 1 with regard to whatever suit they're referring to. And ace represents, this is the ace of swords, represents newness. It represents not newness in a young sense, we have a card for that, but a new opportunity, a fresh start. So with regard to the suit that we're talking about, this being Ace of Swords, it has to do with, it could be a new thought process. And this is where other cards come into play. This is where intuition comes into play, tapping into the message that Spirit is giving you with regard to the cards that you're pulling. It can vary, but all in the same family, if that makes sense. So Ace of Swords could be a fresh perspective. It could be a new way of looking at things, a new mindset. It could be a new opportunity with regard to your thoughts, something that you need to tap into. A lot of times it's a confirmation of something that you already knew, and then the cards will also correlate with that. So that's the Ace. We have some of the cards that typically among different suits, that same number for the Minor Arcana card can kind of be similar as far as the message that's being conveyed. So the Five of Swords, for instance, another Swords card, Five of Swords has to do with some type of battle, and Five of Wands is like that as well. So there's a conflict, and so this has to do with your mind, your thoughts. It could be a battle of the wills with others, kind of like a power play, but it could also be just a battle within yourself, conflicting thoughts, ideas, messaging that is in your subconscious, or that you're actively, doing in your own mind. But the fives typically have some sort of conflict or battle going on. The eights, we have Eight of Cups. This has to do with leaving something behind and just embarking on new territory, a journey. And so there's a bit of conflicting emotions with regard to having to turn away from something, from what you know, and going, embarking on uncharted territory. But that's what's going on there. Then we have the nines. So the Nine of Swords has to do with, again, your mind. This has to do with some turmoil and just really bogging your mind, sleepless nights, restfulness. And so what you'll find is a lot of these cards, when they're in reverse or upside down, when they're pulled, some people don't do reverse cards. I know that when I started doing readings, I didn't really pay attention to reverse cards. I just turned them right side up. And you don't necessarily have to, but lately I have started to pay more attention. I felt led to pay more attention to cards in reverse. And that just typically means that there's a blockage with regard to whatever the card is conveying. It's like an extra, little obstacle going on there. But this card, the Nine of Swords, has to do with just some inner turmoil going on. And again, the other cards can help with the message as far as, if you're doing a past, present, future pull or spread, to say like if this is something that you have been going through or are going through, and then maybe, there's relief on the horizon or at the next turn. So it can be a message of hope, just confirming what you already know that you're going through, but then hope that, just on the horizon, that there will be a turn of events in your life in the, positive way. Then we have the Page cards. So pages represent, and this is the Page of Cups, pages represent newness, a bit of naivety, but it has to do with just, being green, but not necessarily in a negative way. You need to practice discernment with regard to whatever new thing is happening or that you're experiencing. But this newness is a great feeling, just to know that, you're starting fresh. And that's it, a fresh start with regard to, in this case, your emotions. It could be some new love on the horizon. It could just be, just some new experiences that, are near and dear to your heart. It just all depends. Okay. Then we have Page of Pentacles. So again, new opportunities. This could be something having to do with luck, with your finances, with your possessions, and new acquisition, new assets. Then we have the Knight cards. So Knight of Pentacles. So again, this is the Pentacles suit. The Knight cards, they're always in motion. They're always looking like they're forward moving. So in my deck, the Knight cards, they're all on horses. It means some sort of activity, some action taking place with regard to that suit. Okay, things are in motion. The Queen card, so Queen, boss energy, always. So this is the Queen of Swords, and it's about mastery with regard to whatever aspect of your life we're talking about here. But the Queen cards, you know, they're sitting on their throne. It is just a lot of boss energy. I have the Queen of Pentacles here, just a lot of abundance with regard to your assets, a lot of growth, but just kind of being on top of things. It's like a high point with regard to your assets. And then we have the King card. So this is the King of Cups that I pulled, and this is about your emotions. But again, it's that boss energy. And the King, you know, you've reached true mastery. Not to tap into the patriarchy with them having the king over the queen. I don't look at it like that. I look at both of them not equally, but similarly. Both of them have and represent that boss energy. So those are some examples of the Minor Arcana cards. Definitely, like I said, check out my Major Arcana video. I hope that this sheds some light on what these cards mean and how they're used when either you're doing, you know, a tarot spread for yourself or doing a reading for someone else, or just so you have a bit of insight when I use cards, what it all means. So I hope this has been informative. Thank you so much for joining me today. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to note them in the comment section below. But otherwise, stay tuned. Hit that subscribe button so you can stay tuned and check out other videos like this and many others in the future. Ashe. Peace.